Right.
I'm going to use this example. I've been wanting to talk about this. I know we don't even have time,
Go ahead. Yes,
but
you can.
I'm going to use this as an example. I don't care what kind of heat I get on it. But
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's tell our moment. Okay.
the Travis
Let's-
concert,
Okay.
Astro World.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use that
Okay.
because there was so many people that talked about that. And so many people I saw, comments. I watched a lot of videos on TikTok or whatever, um, and I'm going to use this as an example of what you were just saying, answering the question about. Because of the lack of attention that they gave during that concert, because security of a concert of that magnitude, security is supposed to be on point. You're supposed to have more than enough security for the number of people that was going to be there. On top of that, something that magnitude, you have to have a medical team on staff. You're not even on staff, but on site. There's a lot of pieces that they overlooked or they slimped down on. And so, because of the big event company that put that on, they know better. And to my knowledge, they've never had anything that happened like that before. Personally, I feel like the pandemic has something to do with that because a lot of people are not working or people are doing whatever. But I feel like if they didn't have enough people on staff to do certain things or on site, they should have postponed the event. So that's why every aspect of an event is so important. You can't skip on that. They skipped on it, and look what happened. And I'm not going to go into the whole, who's at fault. No, they all were at fault, really, legally.
I was gonna ask, like, um, I saw where Charlemagne the God did an interview with Travis Scott the other day, like a one-on-one, and I was wondering, like, it's really like his name was just on it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that wasn't necessarily his event. He didn't put together. He put it together. He didn't hire the security. But I think that he's taken a lot of heat because his name is on it. Um. So you don't agree? You don't think so?
Unless there's something in his contract with that event management company that releases him of all harm to anybody, the liabilities, he is partly liable. And the reason why I say is because in Live Nation, if he came to Live Nation or him and his team came to Live Nation with that event, Live Nation was just the vehicle to get that event going. The idea was his. That's why his name is on it. Same thing with Something in the Water. Pharrell's team was a big part of that. They controlled a lot of the creativity, a lot of the meetings, a lot of the planning, everything that went on with them in Virginia Beach, with the city and everything. The city had a component as well. So I'm going to use the city, even though, Something in the Water went so fabulous, but I'm going to use their setup and compare it to what Travis Scott and Live Nation had. Live Nation was a part of Something in the Water. So you have your organizers, and then you have the event management. So there was 3 different teams involved because you had Pharrell's team, you had another event management team that handled another scope, and then you had Live Nation. So, and then you had the city of Virginia Beach because they had to allow them to use that space. So the city had a big part in it as well, a big stake. So if they didn't provide the police officers, security, and all this other stuff, some of that liability would have fell on them too, if something had happened. But it didn't. The good thing was it didn't. But that's why I said, unless there was something in the contract with Live Nation that released Travis Scott from all liabilities of that event, that's the only way he's legally able to walk away. But as an organizer, as the person behind the idea of it, If his team had any controlling say on how things are supposed to go, and then Live Nation is to implement the plan, they're part of that too. Texas.
Well, that's definitely a different perspective. I
Yeah,
think
even
of
the
it
city of Texas. Because on top of that, venues, I'm sorry I had to go on.
No, go ahead. Please.
Venues, especially something, a large event like that, venues they have something in their contract as well, because you have to make sure that you provide what they say they're supposed to be there. So if security's supposed to be on there, you're supposed to provide security. Anything you have up there, you're supposed to provide it. If it's not there and people are at that particular venue to manage that, the venue staff that is, to make sure that the people coming in to have the event is meeting all of the terms of the contract, they could be held liable too, unless they have something in their clause, in their contract that states that they releases them of all liability. That's why a lot of events, a lot of places now, when you go to have an event there, they want you to have the insurance to cover a lot of things. So unless there's something in the contract that releases you from those liabilities, you are liable of something. So for them to allow that to go on without knowing, or if they knew it or not, if they knew it, that puts them more, have that more of a liability on them. But no, you can't have a big event anywhere without meeting the terms of the contract for the venue, just as well as any other contract of the management company or anything. So that's why I said, unless there's something there that keeps them free and clear of any liability, that's the only way they're not liable. But if it's not